In this video, we show you the engine parts that impact the DPF and how these parts rely on each other and the DPF to work properly. Consistent maintenance on all of your engine parts saves you money in the long run. You can avoid expensive repairs. Your engine will run better and last longer, and you will save money on fuel. All parts of the clean diesel engine need each other to work properly. Many parts impact the diesel particulate filter, or DPF system. The DPF is usually the first engine part to show problems, even if the problem starts somewhere else in the engine. If you are having lots of DPF problems, it could mean you have other engine problems too. Let's start with air filters. A dirty air filter reduces the air flowing to the engine, making it harder for the engine to burn fuel efficiently. Less air can increase soot or unburned particles in the exhaust, which can clog the DPF. Less air can also cause your truck's turbocharger to leak, which can lead to the DPF clogging. Crankcase filters vary in shape and size depending on the engine. They remove oil from the air exiting the engine blow-by valve. If crankcase filters get clogged, they can cause oil leaks, which can impact the DPF. Engine injector failures can also cause the DPF filter to clog. Oil and coolant leaks can clog the DPF or change the exhaust properties, which may cause the DPF to overheat and melt. Exhaust leaks lower the temperature of the exhaust, which may keep the DPF from cleaning itself. You get the picture. Many parts of the engine can impact the DPF. It is also important to pay attention to your check engine light. It may turn on for many reasons, but when it's on, it might prevent your DPF from doing an active regen. If the DPF cannot clean itself, it is likely to clog. Other parts of your truck's pollution control equipment, which we learned about earlier in this video series, can also impact the DPF. The DOC is the first part of the DPF system. If it gets clogged, the DPF can't function properly and will get damaged. And even though the DEF system treats exhaust after it goes through the DPF, it can still impact the DPF. DEF fluid can crystallize in the DEF injector nozzle or the SCR cylinder and cause pressure issues that will keep the DPF from working properly. If the DPF isn't working correctly, it can cause damage to other parts of the engine. A clogged DPF can damage the turbocharger and EGR. It can cause poor engine performances and wasted fuel. And if the DPF gets completely full or clogged, it will cause the engine to shut down. As you can see, all engine parts can impact one another. It's important to address problems as soon as you find them, so they don't create bigger problems in other parts of the engine. Driving behaviors also impact your engine. Idling, when your engine is running but your truck is not moving, creates lower exhaust temperatures and excess soot, which impacts the DPF's ability to clean itself. Here's a picture of a DPF that was damaged from too much idling. Idling can also cause crystallization of the DEF fluid, as well as excess fuel in the engine cylinders, which may damage pistons and piston rings. Lugging lowers the exhaust temperature and reduces the DPF's ability to self-clean. Overfueling the engine can cause too much heat and melt the DPF. This is a DPF that's been damaged from overfueling. Paying attention to your driving habits and maintenance needs are quick, easy, and inexpensive ways to take the best care of your truck. The next video breaks down the specifics of maintenance routines that can save you time, money, and reduce your frustration.